but somewhere along the line you were trapping yourself there, and you are now breaking free from it because you have realization. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is your Waning Moon reading for February 2020, so we're looking from the 10th of February onwards, from the full moon in Leo going towards the new moon in Pisces, going towards the end of the zodiac. Now this is a bulk introduction for all 12 signs, so there'll be a timestamp down below if you watch more than one, because you want to watch more than one: sun, moon and rising sign, and through the filters of sun, moon and rising. So your heart with the sun, your what you are becoming with your rising sign, your emotions with your moon sign. Now it's I would normally say ask a question prior to my reading, and you can, but I am asking the question: what should we, your sign, be reducing alongside the waning moon? As the moon's light fades, what should we let fade with it? So it's a general reading. Roles, if there are any, can be reversed. Timing's not absolute. We are still in the effects of the Saturn and Pluto conjunction, the eclipses over Christmas and the New Year. So there's a lot going on in the sky. So if the reading means anything to you, do comment down below. Please press subscribe while you're there. In fact, press subscribe now. Go on. But in the meantime, let me bring up the cards. Okay, Capricorn, you've had some interesting times recently. The Oracle cards are saying, take time to breathe out, which I actually read the first time as just time to breathe out. The waxing crescent with realization and victim mentality. Standing against you, 3 God cards jumped out. Iris with messages, Chiron with woundedness, and alchemy. Yeah. Alchemy with unfairness. But the goddess that is supporting you here is Artemis, the goddess of light, the goddess of war and wisdom. It is her light that is lifting you up and granting you wisdom about the situation that you've been in. I will say that one potential reading of these cards is that it's somebody getting out of a abusive situation. Another way would be somebody overcoming an addiction and getting out of it. Because from this consciousness card here, from the Quantum Oracle, the victim mentality, we immediately have the 3 of Swords, 9 of Cups. And on the bottom of the clarifying deck, 3 of Swords. I haven't looked on what's on the bottom of the Queen of Wands. That figures, actually. And I'll explain why. You are coming into your power here. But you've had quite a road to go through. There is some pain that you have suffered, where you have felt isolated, where you have just been trapping yourself in anxiety. But this victim mentality, thought of trapping yourself, figures in all of these cards, because we have the 8 of Swords here, where the person could just stand up and walk around the little fence of swords. I mean, it's not even like it's a full square. Like, at least some 8 of Swords cards in the 8 of Swords cards in some decks have the decency to put a whole cage of swords around the person. This one is a fence. Okay, so you were taking shelter behind that anxiety. Even though you was trying to find your inner light, you experienced this pain, but you wanted to. It was a form of wish fulfillment for you. So I honestly do not think from all of this that it was a wish fulfillment gone wrong and you ended up feeling pain. It was you wanted to go through this for some reason. So it could be that you've like I said, escaped an abusive situation and there's the pain of separation. It could just simply be the pain of separation. But somewhere along the line, you were trapping yourself there, and you are now breaking free from it because you have realization, time to breathe out, or take time to breathe out, that was through your own doing. Because at the start here, right, now this makes sense. Four of Cups, the hand of God offering you a cup while you've got other cups going on the go on the floor. Some inspiration came along that's made you look at the situation that you were in, that you were miserable in, and trying desperately to find your own inner light. I mean, this hermit here, I do feel that he is on the pathway to finding his own inner light, but he's not particularly cheerful about it. In fact, he's positively miserable about it. It's every step is hard work. I can feel that as he's walking along this rocky pathway with his walking staff, the arthritis in his legs. Do you know what I mean? Every step is painful and precarious. And this is where you were, and you're lifting yourself out of it. So if you haven't got to the point of lifting yourself out of it yet, have a listen to this, because you're lifting yourself out of it, if not now, very, very soon. Because as the world or God has already whispered into your ears to say, there's more than this. There's different to this. And this is what this Two of Cups, again, Two of Cups, potential soulmate, potential relationship, potential agreement, potential of harmonizing two aspects within yourself, forming a sacred marriage within yourself. And I'm going to stick with that bit more, because all of this trapping yourself has been internal. So I can't see that the introduction of an external, wonderful new partner or lover turning up is going to sort any of this out. It has to come from you. It has to come from within you. So even if there is another person who's turning up, if they are all that, then it's your responsibility to get your sense sorted and get all of this. Otherwise, they're not going to look at you anyway. Or if they do, it's all going to go horribly wrong. Just in case you didn't need another voice of doom, But seriously, I believe that realization has already hit you. So, if anything, what to reduce? Stop trapping yourself. Let's have a look at, as we move into the future, slow progress forward, but slow progress forward in a way that this Knight of Pentacles, he's moving forward to me in a very plush, verdant landscape. He's going through woods with a giant rabbit in front of him. But I've got the impression of, with that take time to breathe out as well, you can afford to walk slowly. You've moved round this fence of swords. You've walked out, and now it's la da da. Oh, this is lovely. I know I've got to keep moving, but let me just walk slowly, because there's no hurry, because this is beautiful. And I can look at that bit, and I can look at that, and I can look at that, and literally a walk in the park. With this is following at the same time the Page of Cups, the start of a new dream, the start of a new way of being, with news that will come that makes you go, yeah, you know what, I was going in the right direction, and that will cement the details of this vague new direction that you had, where there was no hurries. You've managed to protect everything that you needed to protect, and therefore your harvest is coming. You have protected the inner work that you did, even though you weren't feeling that happy about it when you was in that time of the hermit. But you've managed to shift yourself out of all this unfairness, woundedness. Because your final cards, here's the good bit. Your final cards are the Magician And it's clarified why the Five of Cups. But in this prismatic tarot, I always feel the Five of Cups is someone throwing the cups away. It's and they're also adding their contribution to a greater body of work, if that's relevant as well. The liquid of the cups joins the liquid of the stream. And it's like, there you go. There's my four penneth. And now I can move on. So there's, even though this magician doesn't look too happy, is like, I've got it right now. I'm getting it right now. I can do it now. And then from that magician, I can see joy coming to him through all the wonderful colours in the background, the starry sky, the dawn over that green planet or green moon. It's definitely green. So lift your sen out of that. Will stop trapping yourself. And if you've already stopped trapping yourself, you have done the right thing. And I need to tell you, you really have done the right thing with the yes. On the bottom of the other deck, Queen of Wands, the absolute mistress of manifestation, which follows, the energy of the reading that you are bringing things into being. You've been bringing things into being all along. So now you just need to bring things into being in a slightly more cheerful way, maybe. Followed by Nine of Cups, followed by Knight of Cups. So new dreams, new passions, wish fulfillment, but a new wish fulfillment, a healthy wish fulfillment, a wish fulfillment that you can wear as a badge on your sleeve. Oh yeah, sleeve, sorry. Or on your blazer lapel, and go, look at what I have accomplished. This is a really, really, I know I gave you a hard time at the start of it, but this is a really, really good reading. You have shifted, or you are shifting along whatever the nonsense was that you had also asked for and you were trapped yourself in. But you're coming into your own power. You've learned what you needed to. And that's what I think. I'm not saying that you've put yourself into a miserable position. How do I phrase that? You did put yourself in a miserable position, but not because you wanted to be there, like permanently, but because you wanted to experience it and then move on. Well, you've experienced it, and now it's time for the moving on bit. But more wish fulfillment is coming, and this time it's going to be a lot nicer. Okay, so if this means anything to you, Capricorn, which in a way I hope it doesn't, apart from this wonderful victory bit that you get, I hope that means something for you, but the miserable bit, I hope you haven't had to go through that. But if it does mean out to you, comment down below. Please press subscribe while you're there. As I've said in other Capricorn readings with my viewing figures, hey, you're my favourite Capricorn. But your next reading in the lunar series is your new moon. But also this week, Mars crosses the galactic center. So I want to look at how best we can utilize the, in effect, reprogramming of Mars from the galactic center with the, I love this title, Martian Galactic Download readings. So they'll be out later this week. In the meantime, best of luck. Oh, I didn't look at the Oracle of Heaven and Hell. Intellectual talent and greed. You know what you've been doing. You know what you're aiming for. Now aim for it for the right reasons, all right? Cheers.